Sean Miller, Jonathan Dunn, who was terrific last week, Yorman Polas Bolo, Nico Santana Mojica, Justin Johnson, Eddie Edigan in the team. And now we're going to see who is going to be lining up on that roster for Limoges. It'll be Javon Graves, Wilfred Yegete, Mohamed Sidibe, Bryce Jones, Javante Hawkins, Nicolas Long, the France International Hugo Designate, Cedric Sam Mbaka, Mathieu Wojciechowski, Lucas Ugelon, Gavin Schilling, and new man Thomas Kislink playing for coach Massimo Cancellieri. So Josh King at the helm of MHP. Used to be the assistant for John Patrick, and John Patrick has returned to Japan for another spell there this season coaching. And John Patrick, I'm sure he's cheering on this team because his two sons play for MHP, but also because you can't think about MHP without thinking about John Patrick, one of the top coaches, really, you'd have to say, in the history of this competition. And he's doing the business in Japan. But right now it's all about Josh King's job and the great focus for this MHP team. They're 6th in the Bundesliga. They've had some great moments in the Basketball Champions League this season. They dipped a little bit, so they did not win straight through to the round of 16. But for my money, it's almost better to go through the play-in because you get those extra games and you can kind of build some momentum, find some more things out about your team, become a little bit more battle-hardened. And if you can survive the play-in for the round of 16, I think it makes you better, and it certainly helped Lenovo Tenerife last year, who played in the round of 16 and made it all the way to the final. And won it, in fact. So there is Josh King. And again, David McCrae, the former MHP Riesen player, now an assistant coach. Also David Pavlikovich on that coaching staff. For Limoges, well, how about this man right here, Graves? He had some big-time moments in the opening game, but not enough to carry the team to victory. Yegete, a fierce rebounder. Sidibe, who we didn't see. Bryce Jones, he started well, but then kind of had some patches where he wasn't so good. So I think he's got a little bit to prove tonight. Hawkins coming out. He used to play for MHP, so he has that additional incentive going up against his former team, Nicolas Long, who they really need to get it going offensively. Wojciechowski, and there's Thomas Kislink, the Czech Republic international, who we've seen a lot play for the Czech national team, and big opportunity. I don't know how much we'll see of him tonight, but clearly a player that Cancellieri believes can help the team moving forward. And there they are, the Ultras green. Limoges has a proud basketball tradition, and that means a lot. I mean, they certainly have high expectations coming into every season, and if it would, that crowd can make some noise tonight and force that game 3, give them a chance to advance. This will be a very happy basketball arena by the end of the game. But you know what? Both coaches, I think, probably haven't changed their approach from last week. They were talking about, we've got to play our style of game, and you know that MHP want to get out, they want to defend, they want to force some turnovers, they want to get out in the fast break and score some easy buckets. And perhaps Limoges with their strong defense, working the shot. They need to get some of their players more involved, I think. Desi Rodriguez especially needs to pick it up a notch tonight. Referees for tonight's game, Martin Horzov from Bulgaria, the crew chief in the middle. Oscar Lucius from Latvia on the left. And Yener Yilmaz from Turkey on the right. So a very big game, and indication when you have three referees like that calling the game, you know it's an important one. Well, there was so much to like about MHP last week, but Will Cherry, I felt like came off the bench and really gave them a lift at the point guard spot. They're going to start with Prentice Hub, though, a player who didn't play last week, wasn't available. Sean Miller also out there, Jonathan Dunn, Yorman Polas, and Justin Johnson. Sean Miller, just a really nice game, let the game come to him. Dunn was just incredible. And there's Joshua King pacing a little nervously on the sidelines. And there's Cancellieri offering some last-minute coaching instructions. It'll be Yegete, Bryce Jones, Javante Hawkins, Nicola Long, and Maciej Wojciechowski in the starting five tonight. And there he is, the Italian coach, Massimo Cancellieri, who never wavered in his belief that this team would turn it on and at least get to the play-in. They started with 3 straight losses, and then they picked up the slack and won 3 straight. I think they had a lot of confidence going into that first game and thought they would get the win, but they just didn't really show up initially. It took them a while to get going. They won their last home game 80-53 over Vef Riegen, and are yet to win consecutive home games, so that doesn't bode well. And you can see defensively they have been terrific. So they've got to put it together tonight against a very good MHP Riesen team. MHP Riesen can see the fewest three-pointers per game in the competition this season, 5.6. Dunn has scored 17 or more points in 3 of his last 4 games. He was the player of the game last week. 29 points, 9 of 12 from three-point range, had 5 rebounds, had 4 assists, and it was a breathtaking display. And maybe the one concern that you have if you're MHP coach King is they needed every single one of those baskets from Dunn to beat Limoges. So I think Limoges know that there's no chance Dunn's going to go off like he did last week. But also what worries me if I'm Limoges is that they've got to go up against Prentice Hub tonight. He didn't play last week, and he is an explosive player. So I'm looking for some very good minutes tonight from backcourt of both of these teams. Bryce Jones with a little bit to prove tonight, and also Prentice Hub. Well, everybody, hello, good evening. We're underway in Limoges, France for game 2 of the play-in for the round of 16 between Limoges and MHP Riesen Lewisburg. It's a battle of France against Germany, and already getting in there, putting it up and missing, almost scoring with a putback Justin Johnson, but Limoges come up with the basketball, and it's long, with a long way from the basket. The dump down low, and Hawkins fouled as he goes up. So an early trip to the line for Javante Hawkins. Hawkins missing the first, and I misspoke. No Desi Rodriguez tonight for Limoges. So while MHP add a talent, a couple of talents, or rather a talent like Prentice Hub. You lose Desi Rodriguez, yet they do have Kislink coming in for Limoges. That sweet finish, banking it in, done. So it's not just the three-pointers. Tonight he starts out with a little runner and puts MHP Riesen on the board first. Nicola Long keeps the dribble on the baseline, turns, puts it up, and Yegete rebounds it, but steps out of bounds. Here's the drive, and this time doesn't drop. But, well, Prentice Hub thought they were going to count it, or at least call a foul. Watch this again. Now, the ball did not go off the glass first, so that was a good block from Graves, or from Hawkins. No, they do count it, in fact. Okay, so it's 4-0. Not sure why Prentice Hub was upset. And the three-point shot, no good. But the foul going for the rebound on MHP. Limoges, a slow start, needing to pick it up. Long puts it up from long way out. He is fouled. He'll get a couple of free throws. Look like the referee raised 2 fingers, not 3. So Sean Miller picks up his first. Makes the first. And makes the second, but in fact he did raise the 3 fingers, but I only saw 2. So it is fouled shooting the 3-pointer, so 3 free throws, and Desi Rodriguez, of course, not playing tonight because he sprained his ankle in Limoges' last game on Saturday. So that is a big absentee, not what they need tonight, but next man up, that's what they say. And look at that, Prentice Hub throwing it up to Miller for the dunk. You know what that means. Hub says it's Miller time. Sean Miller going up and flushing it home. Just seems to be an MHP Riesen team that plays a lot faster and with some more bravado, some more anger when Prentice Hub is out there. You can already see the difference here at the beginning. Yegete follows up the miss, puts up the left-handed hook. Doesn't really come close. There's the spin, and Hub missing. He hustles back. They push it up quickly. Wojciechowski missing, but he's fouled. Wojciechowski, when Limoges fell behind last week, was instrumental in this Limoges team battling back, and it really looked like for a long stretch there that he was going to be the hero of the game. But ultimately they couldn't keep it going. Here's Long missing from three-point range. Travels from MHP. So again, Limoges with a chance here. Bryce Jones work against Hub. It's a tough matchup. Hub switches over to Long. So now it's Dunn guarding Jones. Here's Long. Will give and go with Gavin Schillen, who's come into the game. And look at the battle for the rebound. Wojciechowski couldn't get it. Eddie Edigan knocked it out of his hands. Hub hands it off, and Dunn misses from deep. But the offensive rebound, another chance. Hub, the left-handed gunslinger, misses from the corner. And keeping it alive, Yorman Polas Portolo, the Cuban international, but the ball goes out of bounds. Both teams struggling a little bit on offense right now here at the start of the game. Jones gets in and misses and charges, in fact, into Yorman Polas Portolo. Dunn takes a seat, and Will Cherry comes in. He was definitely the cherry on top last week. He really played well. Probably the pick of the guards for MHP. Hub dumps it, and big Eddie Edigan goes up and just kind of lays it over the rim. MHP Riesen up now by 5 points. Edigan didn't come until late in the game. One tonight, getting the early minutes. Good passing, Long for three. And that simply has to be a shot that he hits when they pass it around. He is a designated three-point shooter. Hub. Long looks up. Now Jones turns it over. Polas Portolo to Hub. Bounce pass. Polas Portolo. And Limoges still with just 3 points. And look at Hub. Makes the smart play. Polas Portolo hustles down the floor for 2 points. If MHP Riesen win this game, they move into the round of 16, and Limoges' Basketball Champions League season is over. Nicola Long backing up. Puts it up and gets it in. Well, he's good enough. He's going to keep putting them up until those balls fall through the hoop. Remember, he had the 3 free throws as well, so he's scored all 5 points for Limoges, who are playing without Desi Rodriguez tonight. And what's all the hubbub about Prentice? Prentice Hub. Another big play for the man who is back in action. Wojciechowski. Justin Johnson works his way down low. Polas Portolo with the rebound. Eddie Edigan has it knocked out of his hands. And 2 free throws coming for Eddie Edigan. Taking a seat, and coming into the game, his first minutes, Jacob Patrick. Edigan's 2 free throws taking up to a 10-point lead, and MHP making this look pretty straightforward right now. And another turnover. So nightmare start for Limoges. 2.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. 3-pointer not there for Dunn. Here's Graves. Long. He's going to try to abuse Patrick here. Gets it down low. The help comes, and the foul has been called. Or probably abuse is a little bit too strong of a word. He definitely has the height. He's trying to back him up down low to go down, take advantage. And Nicola Long, who has scored all 5 points, goes back to the free throw line. So Long scores 2 more points. He's got 7 for the game. He had 11 last week. The problem is he's the only player scoring right now. Limoges down by 8. They need to pick it up defensively here against this good MHP team. And no time like the present with Princess Hum out of the game. And again, travels. Going up against Gavin Schilling. So Sean Miller returns to the fray, and Edigan takes a seat. Some pressure for MHP in the backcourt. Here's Graves. Pulls up in the paint. Finally, somebody else other than Long puts it in the basket. Excuse me, that's Hawkins. Patrick from deep, rims out. Long surveys the court, turns, puts it up, and Nicola Long. Nice shot from Nicola Long. 9 points. At this rate, he's going to score 36 tonight. 3-pointer from Will Cherry missing. Not the best shot selection. And again, despite their struggles, Limoges can pull to within 2, maybe even 1 if they make a 3. And the bump and the foul called on Patrick. Ougelon in the game as well for Limoges now, and Long goes back to the free throw line where he is earning a living tonight. He has attempted 6 free throws and made all 6. Now make that 7. And he's got 11 of Limoges' 13 points. Now Thomas Kisling enters the game. He's a slasher. He brings a little bit of a different element to the game. And now what the steal and the dump. Now Graves, Ougelon, wide open. You can count it. Can you believe it? Limoges have taken the lead. MHP have gone cold, and then answering is Cherry. And that was the Cherry putting him back on top. Right down the lane. He goes up for the dunk. No whistle. And what a finish to the first quarter. Javon Graves. Great move right down the lane. Here it is again. Take this. He was getting ready to throw that down, and Miller, it was all he could do. He still made it difficult on him. Terrific finish. Limoges coming to life. They lead it 18-17 over MHP Riesen at the end of 1. Just 1 3 for Limoges, but don't forget that Long hit the 3 free throws after being fouled from behind the arc, and he's made all 7 of his attempts. The Cherry strike. Well, coming out, Dunn looked like he was going to have a fast start, banking in that runner, and then Prentice Hub going to work, whether it was his passing or his scoring. Eddie Edigan coming into the game early, and look at the bounce pass from Hub to Polas Bortolo. They're just a better team, I think, when Prentice Hub is on the court. Prentice Hub with 5 points, 3 assists. That was his 3-pointer. But Cancellieri has to be pleased that despite the struggles, his team has been able to battle back, much like they did in Game 1, and take the lead. But Prentice Hub re-enters the game, as does Bryce Jones, and that's been a matchup that MHP have won tonight. Jones has had enough. He goes out and strokes it. Now the long shot and the foul. So Graves picks up his first. The dump, and Gavin Schilling catches it and flushes it home. Yeah, we're seeing the best of Limoges right now. It took them a while to get going, but now that they've gone, they've really got it going. Sean Miller going up against Schilling, who doesn't bite on the pump fake, and Miller, just cool as you like, hits that jump shot in the paint. Ougelon, will it be a second three? Yes, it will. Luca Ougelon making a big impact coming off the bench. Dunn tries to answer, and he's not showing the same Dunn that we saw in game one. He's missed all of his attempts from deep. Ougelon this time runs off the three-point line, drifts in, and was well short with the runner. Kisling with the bump on the sidelines. Good minutes from Gavin Schilling. He gets the high five from Massimo Casellieri. Yegete re-enters the game for Limoges. Justin Johnson back in the game. Kicks it out, now down low to Miller. Going up against Yegete. And Yegete, I think, well, I'm not sure. I think that was Miller's basket. Maybe they'll give the tap, the putback here. Have another look. Miller. It looked like Justin Johnson raised his hand to say, that was mine. Jones missing it from deep. And Miller, who's been very active, goes up and grabs the rebound. Johannes Patrick now in the game, number 6. Johnson surrounded. Look at him go. Just one player in there for MHP, battling against 3. 3 players for Limoges and coming down with the basketball. And they call it a jump ball. Kisling comes out. Graves comes back in. Excuse me, Hawkins comes back in. So Hub after the inbounds. And Yegete passes. They push it up the floor quickly. Oh, beautiful play. Limoges. Graves is tough going to the basket. He plays a lot bigger than he looks. He's got some good length. And when he attacks the basket, we've already seen him drive in on the break. And then we've seen that. And now Yegete corrals another rebound. So Limoges showing a better face than we saw early on. They've really picked it up. Hawkins fouled as he goes up. As Dunn bit on the pump fake. Since leading 15-5, that was MHP Riesen leading 15-5 in the first quarter. Limoges have gone on a tear, outscoring them 23-6. Paulos Portolo and the Patrick brothers in the MHP Riesen team that made it to the Basketball Champions League Final Four last season. That spectacular event that was held in Bilbao, Spain, and they really played well. MHP Riesen ended up finishing 3rd, and they are hoping to make it back, but as it looks right now, it is going to be anything but easy making it back to the Final Four. A lot of good teams will stand in their way, including this Limoges team, who have really looked good since their early struggles. They didn't look good early, but they have been the better team really for the last 10 minutes. for the last 8 minutes. Here's the drive and the follow. Yegete, another rebound for him and the putback. There's only one team in it right now. Limoges just taking control. Good aggressive play from Bryce Jones. So timeout called by Joshua King.
When we go thumb down, we need a guy here. How many times have we went over this? Come off, hit, get a catch, slip. If they switch, throw it inside, throw it back up top, play. Get to our spots. We gotta run into it though and get the ball moving. Everybody just walking up and down the floor. Hey, let's go.
Well, it appears that basket was credited to Bryce Jones, so Yegete doesn't get the rebound and doesn't get the 2 points. Nevertheless, Yegete with 5 rebounds has yet to score, and it might be more important that Bryce Jones really gets involved in the offense. But certainly some nervous, some intense worry over there on the sidelines for King, as MHP Riesen now on the back foot. Johnson back outside. Here's Patrick. And they battle for the rebound. It goes out to Limoges. I don't know if this is a fair characterization, but certainly my feeling was watching MHP over the years, they place so much emphasis on their defense about putting pressure on opponents that offense is almost an afterthought. But in a game like this, you got to have some of that offensive discipline. And look at that drive down low, and Ugalon has been giving this Limoges team a lift. I really think that MHP need to look down low to Johnson. Here he is, getting it down low. Well, his problem is he's falling away from the basket. Need to have somebody going to the basket, trying to get a foul or a bucket. Spin, turn, Graves misses. Could be time for Princess Huff to take things into his own hands. Here he is. And look at the hustle from Limoges. And here comes Hawkins, drives in, and the follow from from Yegete. Can't get the drop, and it opens it up now for MHP. Hub drives in, and Polas Bortolo with the offensive rebound. He's tied up. And it really feels like Limoges are beating MHP Riesen at their own game right now. They are the team that's putting the pressure on. They are the team that is getting out and running, out physically, putting more muscle out there, more aggression. And with that, Nicola Long comes back into the game, his team with a 12-point lead. Sean Miller also back in the game for MHP Riesen. What a wonderful arena this is, the Palais des Sports de Beaublanc. And there are a lot of excited people in here right now. Limoges showing a style of play that can really carry them far if they can keep this up. They got to take it one game at a time. Yegete rebounds to miss, but the shot clock expires. Polas Bortolo drives and Finish isn't there, but Paulos Bortolo chases back, knocks it away. About the best thing you can say right now for MHP Riesen is that there's still 23 minutes to go in this game. Right now, this game is being won by Limoges. Hawkins back outside to Jones. Shot clock down to 2. Jones gets it inside quickly to Yegete, who follows, gets it back, puts it up. How about Yegete bringing the energy? Yegete doing Yegete things. Rebounds. He's got 7. That's his first bucket. And another turnover. Paulos Bortolo loses it as he goes up. And it kind of feels like MHP in a rush right now. They do have 7 turnovers. Ougalon. Oh boy, nice pass by Ougalon. And Long whips the pass down low and batted away. Here's the drive, and Will Cherry kind of tries to stop the bleeding for MHP here late in the second quarter. Limoges right now on top. They don't want MHP to get back in the game. They need to keep this up before halftime. They don't want to give them any confidence headed to the break. Hawkins over to Long for 3. You can count it. Nicola Long, who won the three-point shooting contest during the French All-Star Game weekend on December 29th, showing just how good he is from deep. Paulos Bortolo. Now Yegete takes it away. Another turnover for the team from Germany. Hawkins. Johnson. Well, Johnson and Dunn were the 2 most important players offensively last week for MHP. Hawkins picks up the foul. Tonight they have found it very tough. Yegete goes out. Here's the applause. Schilling comes back in. Dunn has 2 points. And Johnson has 2 points. They are a combined 2 of 8. Excuse me. 2 of 10 from the floor. So remembering that Dunn hit 6 3-pointers, that has not been a factor tonight at all. Here's Johnson. Goes up, gets the basketball. Rebound. Now he attacks, pump fake. Schilling doesn't bite. Great effort from Limoges. Quick pass is Limoges also down the floor. And it's Wojciechowski. And boy, talk about one-way traffic right now. Limoges putting the hurting on him. Prentice Hub missing it from deep. And there really is only one team in it right now. It's a team with the ball, Limoges. And from one game to the next, you just do not know what you're going to get in the Basketball Champions League. Crazy stuff. Here's the drive. Great defense from Edigan. Getting the block. Paulos Bortolo. And Hub misses. Paulos Bortolo goes up for the putback, and looks like they're going to count it. Or are they? Point slow to register. Limoges called timeout. Look at this play again. Yeah, they do count it. So Hub misses. Edigan comes in, or Paulos Bortolo goes in. I guess Limoges may have gotten caught up in the net. That's why they gave him the basket.
Stuck with Nico. Nico screen. Even if they switch, stuck. You gotta screen and then you walk to the basket. You screen even if they switch. Take advantage of the switch or see Nico. If there's nothing, we play the second pick and roll. After that, it's gold cross. Gold cross. Okay. Let's go. Let's go.
So I think I'm wrong, actually. They haven't counted it. It's 40-26. No, so they've taken that away. They've taken that off of the scoring. They did have actually another basket, and it's Limoges leading at 40-23. So Limoges hustled back and played defense and prevented a bucket, and adding to the nightmare scenario right now for MHP, who just haven't been able to get anything going on offense. And really the Limoges defense has been much better. The offense struggled early, but it came to life, and they lead it by 17. Here's the drive. Boy, I thought that was going to be a great finish from Jones. Look at the hustle. MHP, very important. They pass it. Dunn for three. And another miss for him. And Limoges, having suffered defeat in game one of the play-in, look like a completely different team tonight. And so do MHP Riesen Lewisburg. Limoges lead it 40-23 over MHP Riesen at halftime. Those are the numbers. Look at the free throws. 9 of 11 for Limoges. They've made a lot more trips. They've hit more threes. Winning the rebounding battle. 8 of their 16 coming on the offensive glass. 8 of their 24. Look at Long with 14 points, leading all scores. So Limoges with a 24-20 advantage on the boards. Here's a look back at the best plays in the first half. And that was the only 2 points scored by Jonathan Dunn, who could not do no wrong last week. And Prentice Hub had a fast start tonight, and it looked like it was going to be all MHP as they jumped out to a 15-5 lead. But since that time, it's been all Limoges. Hub had the 5 points, 3 assists in the first quarter. He's only got 5 points and 4 assists now, so his impact has been limited. It really has been much more about Limoges coming out and really getting after it on both ends of the floor. Long kind of gave the team a huge lift early on by just putting the ball in the basket when they were really struggling. Uga Long coming off the bench, hitting a couple of three-pointers. Limoges scored 9 points off turnovers, just 4 for MHP Riesen. And the second chance points, 9 for Limoges, just 2 for MHP as well. 14 points coming from the bench for Limoges, just 8 for MHP. Well, that just goes to show you how much this team has struggled in the first half. Prentice Hub with 5 points, leading the way for MHP Riesen. Eddie Edigan with 4 points. Will Cherry and Sean Miller also each have 4 points for MHP, but Will Cherry perhaps will have to provide some more scoring in the second half. And the three-point shooting extraordinaire, Nicola Long, leading the way with 14 points. He's hit 1 3 in the first half. He's done most of his damage at the line, where he's 7 of 7, 14 points for Nicola Long. And, well, Limoges could not be in a better position than they are right now. They are on top 40-23 against MHP Riesen. Lewisburg looking good bets right now to force a deciding Game 3 next week. We'll be right back.
Barbosa, intercepted by White. Osamiroglu. White, this time he doesn't miss.
Outside the arm. Turn this over, behind the back. Easy pass, easy score, easy fast break execution.
Crosses midcourt. And down low, and there's Mitchell. He knew it was only a matter of time. And they get it down low, and the flush. Schilling, and he's fouled as well.
Break the zone defense down, the full court pressure. Well, there's interception. Angola all the way. Akshamlar. Good night, Kashiaka. That is for you.
Well, 1 week is a very long time in basketball, as MHP Riesen, Lewisburg know only too well. Just 1 week ago, playing at home, they prevailed in game 1 against Limoges, winning with Jonathan Dunn coming out and scoring 29 points. They won that game 85-81. Tonight, despite leading 15-5 in the first quarter, MHP Riesen, Lewisburg have been on the back foot ever since, with Limoges coming out. And interesting that you see Cancellieri and Joshua King talking at halftime, and that's adversaries during the game. But I really like that. It looks like both guys appreciating the job that each is doing, and they're both professionals, both in the coaching profession, both under pressure to win games, but not under too much pressure that they can't be civil with each other and go out and have a chat. So Cancellieri, again, really, you have to say, hasn't just done a good job with Limoges this season. He's done an excellent job, because they had a slow start. Lost their first 3 games in the Basketball Champions League. Things weren't going well for them in the French League. But at no time did he panic. He stayed with the team. He he kept everybody glued in, locked in rather, and was patient. And even after last week's showing, where for large parts of the game, Limoges just didn't show their best selves. I mean, they were lacking focus for some reason. They finally woke up. They really made a game of it. They came back and took the lead late, but they ended up losing. But he doesn't hit the panic button, and I think that's admirable quality to have as a coach. You can be intense, you can be frustrated, but at the same time, you also have to maintain an even keel, thinking about the big picture, the long term, and knowing that, yes, just like basketball is a 40-minute game, a season is a long season, and you have a chance to turn things around. So it really is, to me right now, one of the better stories in the Basketball Champions League. They've been able to overcome that really poor start, and it looks like they're going to overcome this 1-0 deficit and force a game 3. MHP Riesen might have something to say about that in the second half, but they're going to have to get it going early on if they want to make a difference. The guard play tonight looks strong. Everything looks good for Limoges. They struggled again in the first several minutes of this game, but once they kicked it into gear, they have there's only been one team in it.
Listen. Only for the first action is 20. Porca miseria, non ce la fa. Only for the first action is 22 cross. Only the first one is their ball. Only for the first action is 22 cross. First offense, east side. On this side, we don't need the handoff. We can dribble over. If you find a low post here, other than that, oh. Yep. Okay. Yep. On the side. On the side. Stop. Cancel. Got it.
And then run. Get your head. Get the ball moving. Get to our spots. Let's go have fun. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Keep on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
So basketball is a 40-minute game. Still plenty of time for MHP to turn this around, but you get the feeling that Well, much of that's going to depend on the approach of Limoges. If they have a lapse in concentration, perhaps MHP can come out and really make them pay for it. But I just don't see it happening tonight. We will see. It's been a tough old ask tonight. And again, Jonathan Dunn with his offensive exploits really helped MHP Riesen last week win a close game. He hasn't made shots tonight, and they're losing by 17. Second half underway here in Limoges as Princess Hub goes out and misses the first. Hub, Miller, Dunn, Polas, Bortolo, and Johnson on the floor for Joshua King. Saw Hub hit 1 3-pointer in the first quarter, but that's been it. Here's Miller surrounded, and his pass batted out of bounds by Wojciechowski. Remember, I mean, making this performance even more impressive for Limoges is that there's no Desi Rodriguez because of the sprained ankle. How about that? The alley-oop, Justin Johnson, alley-oop jumper. It's Yegete, Jones, Hawkins, Long, and Wojciechowski on the court for Limoges. Spin, turn, and the basket is good from Hawkins. This was Limoges really that I kind of expected to see last week, and I was really surprised when they came out and they were so flat. And even though they were flat or they weren't turning on all cylinders tonight at the start of the game, the effort was there, and Nicola Long did just enough to kind of keep him in it. And since that point, they have been terrific. Shot clock about to expire. Bryce Jones missing it from long way, but they keep it this in. Miller not able to corral the long rebound. And then Hub reaches in and commits the foul. Long backing up, going at Dunn, and puts it up. 16 points for the France International. Johnson gets it down low, and Polas Bortolo just not able to go up and score over that good, big, aggressive line of Limoges tonight, who just look absolutely prepared defensively. Dunn knocks it out of bounds. Well, in the old days, this game was over. I mean, there was no chance that you're coming back from a 21-point deficit. And the way it looks right now, they're not going to come back. But you know, this day and age with the three-point shot, with the shot clock, I mean, you just know that teams have a chance to make a run and get back in it. And it is a tough ask for a team, any team, Limoges, to stay 100% focused and execute their game plan for 40 minutes. So MHP might make it interesting, but right now it seems to be getting worse. It is indeed now 22-point, now 23-point lead for Limoges. Hub to the corner. Justin Johnson for three. Ball bounces out of bounds. Over the backboard. Pass up to Hawkins. And good hustle back by Polas Bortolo. just a great competitor, Paulos Portolo. He's not going to give up. Hawkins chirping away with Hub there. Here goes Hub. Now the three-point shot, and it's good. So Dunn makes his first three of the game. Maybe that'll be the first of many. They could sure use it. Back to a 20-point deficit for MHP Riesen. Wojciechowski hands it off. He puts it up and in. Dunn fouled as he gets down to the baseline. And now is holding his right hamstring. Kind of limping. Paulos Portolo is going to sit down. Will Cherry's going to come in. It's got to be about defense and about pressure for MHP Riesen if they're going to get back in this game. Yes, they need to score in the half court, but really their game, they have success when they're really playing well on defense. Hub drives in, puts up a runner, rims out. Hawkins backing up Hub to get it over to Long, and the three-pointer is good from the French three-point shooting king. Dialing it in from long distance, Nicolas Long. Good job, Hawkins, finding his teammate, the captain of this Limoges team.
You looked at me funny. If you had your inside hand up, the ball was this low. Just fight, but everybody off the ball is going to be ready. He's got him. Switch the matchup. He's got hope. He's got hope. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look. Super, watch. P. Will. JD. Justin. Come off the line. But look, bring it over and hit P. Go down inside. Go down inside, play out. Let's go. Come on, P, let's do it.
The Ultras in fine fettle tonight. Well, PAOK forced a deciding third game tonight, coming from behind to beat Rytas Vilnius 81-78 in Thessaloniki. So Vilnius will be rocking and rolling next week in that game 3. Darshafika pulled off the 2-game sweep. They needed overtime tonight to beat Benfica. And also UKAM Murcia have swept Pinor Karšiaka, winning 96-89 for a 2-0 lead, or a 2-0 sweep. So congratulations to those teams getting it done tonight. Those teams that had the 2-0 sweeps go straight to the round of 16. Of course, Bahçeşehir College and Ostend will play a game 3 next week. Good hustle down the court. Now the pass. Here goes Jones. Peristeri did a great job of forcing the game 3, winning 92-88 yesterday over JDA Dijon. Three-pointer off the back of the iron. Oh, Hub. They're going to call the block on Jones. Halon, who made to the Final Four last season, swept Igukea, winning last night 91-80. And of course, Ait swept Tofaş Bursa, a couple of close games, winning yesterday 85-82. So they go to the round of 16. So Dunn goes out. Bere comes in. And it's one-way traffic right now in favor of Limoges. Jacob Patrick back in. There's number 2. And here's Edigan going up against Yegete and calling a travel, so turns it over. Traveling out of the perimeter by Ugalon. Patrick from downtown missing. Edigan rebounds, turns, scores with the left hand. Well, Edigan might be a player that can help them more in this series. I was surprised he didn't play as much last week, but then when he came in, he really didn't do that well, but he's looked pretty decent tonight, other than his turnovers. Here is the miss, the ball batted out of bounds. Long turns. He's having himself a game tonight. 21 points for Nicola Long. Edigan catches it. And he's tied up. The problem there, obviously, has the ball down low, so that takes away his height advantage. And Graves reaches in and ties him up. Here's Long again. Turns and this time misses everything. Kislik able to get the basketball back, but the shot clock expired, so that will not count from Graves. Well, in case you're wondering, Nicola Long has scored his season high. He did have 19 against Manresa earlier in the season. And he's had quite a few double-digit games, but he is only tonight, for the first time, surpassed 20 points. Hub. Ah, there you go. What's all the hubbub about? That's what it is right there. They need him to show his best self a little more consistently. Saw it early on, but that's his first basket since the first quarter. How about Hawkins? Beautiful release. Three-pointer is good for MHP. Hub now heating up. 2 threes in a row. He's got 3 threes on the night. It's tough, isn't it? Knocking down perfect number to have on his jersey. Cherry, beautiful pass to Edigan. Goes up with some power, and he's going to get to the line as well. Well, that's just a great finish, and that's what I'm talking about. It looks like Edigan can help them out. Ugalon, you know, quite rightly goes up and challenges them. Betty didn't look too happy to be coming out of the game, but Johnson comes back in. And some looks of where did it all go wrong tonight over there on that bench for MHP Riesen. Now Edigan takes a seat. Hawkins again, another three. And that's the approach you got to have. You need to be relentless over the 40 minutes. Do not give this MHP Riesen any reason to believe they can come back. Graves pulls up with a stripe. They just look like one of the best teams in Europe tonight, the way they have played. They are putting a hurting on a very good MHP Riesen team. Johnson. Pass to the corner. And Patrick missing. Going to try to take it up to a 29-point lead. And Cherry reaches in and commits the foul. Well, I'm guessing that you're just like me. You did not anticipate this being such a rout, but this is a hurting that Limoges are putting on this MHP Riesen team. Jones to Schilling. Might they call the foul? No, they do not. So 3 quarters in the book, and all Limoges have done is extend their lead to 64-37 over MHP Riesen. Well, you just digest those stats. I mean, anytime you're almost doubling up an opponent, the stats are just going to be far superior, and that is the case. If you look at the scoring in the second and third quarters, Limoges have outscored MHP Riesen 46-20. They have just absolutely drilled them. And they even won the first quarter 18-17, despite trailing at one point 15-5. So it has been their night, and it really looks like they've already reached the point of no return. It would take the mother of all comebacks for MHP Riesen to come back and win this game. And this kind of goes against the run of play as well in terms of play-in games. Most of the games have been really tight. You know, we had the overtime game tonight. We had the narrow win for Pauk. Both wins by Ike over Tofaş. Very close games. But this one is looking like a good old-fashioned blowout. Well, 10 minutes to go as Limoges trying to lower the boom even more so. Patrick Miller, Polas Bortolo, Johnson, and Cherry out on the court, and Patrick missing from deep. It rims out. Graves, Hawkins, Long, Ugalon, and Schilling on the court for Limoges. So Patrick exits the game. Graves, or rather Dunn, comes back in. Long's pass intercepted. Polas Bortolo just goes right in and does not finish. Fouled by Luca Ugalon. Great acceleration. Recognition from Polas Bortolo there. Seems like Ugalon's committed more fouls than just 2. But Polas Bortolo goes to the line. So, you know, if you're MHP Riesen, I suppose you just want to get some of the feel-good factor back. You know that you can beat this team, Limoges, if you come out and play your game at home. But on this evidence and the way that Limoges were able to fight back in that first game, you'd have to say that they would be the favorites going into that game. If MHP Riesen do not have good preparation before that game, I would be shocked. I expect to see a different face next week when these teams meet. And that's great coaching right there from Casalieri. I mean, his team is up, but he doesn't want bad habits creeping in, and you know, he coaches every possession the same, and that's how it should be. You don't say just because we're up by 27, 28 points or 26 points that, okay, guys, he's up. Go play some, just do what you want to do. Play some carefree basketball. Don't do what we want to do. No, you got to really got to get those players out there to play to their best for 40 minutes. Do not have bad habits. Forming. Long, right before the shot clock expires. Another three-pointer for, again, the three-point shooting king, Mr. Trois. Here he is again. Having himself quite a couple of weeks. I'm sure when he looks back on his career, he's going to remember winning that three-point shooting contest. He also played in the game as a French All-Star. And tonight he has come out in a must-win game for Limoges and had arguably his best game in the Basketball Champions League in his career. But it's just one game. They're going to have to turn around and do it again next week as well, if they can go ahead and put this one away, which I think everybody expects them to do. Schilling with the rebound. And push. So you think about these play-ins, and it's been a great addition. As you see the foul that was called on Schilling, it's been a great addition to the Basketball Champions League, because basically what it's done is it's brought end-of-season drama forward for the teams that make it to the play-in. It's been a terrific layer to the competition that's been added. Johnson missing. The bad news for those teams like that finished fourth place in the groups in the regular season. Their Basketball Champions League season's ended, but hey, they had every chance to get to the play-in and to win the division, just like all the other teams. And so now you get the drama as you try to fill out the other teams that are going to be in the round of 16 to join those clubs that won their divisions or won their groups. The dunk to Hawkins, another easy one for him. Boy, he's just been a machine. Hub. Battle for the rebound. Schilling. Hawkins desperately wanted to come out and have a good game tonight against his former team. He's done that. That was Long missing. Now Hub again. MHP looking to make this score more respectable. You never want to get on the train or the bus or the plane on the back end of a 30-point defeat. Makes that trip much longer than it needs to be. Good pass, Polas Bortolo, and that's what you want to see. You want to see some execution. You want to see some good decisions. 71 points, just 43 have been scored by MHP Riesen. Wojciechowski again. Let's get down to the bench and listen to Coach King.
Keep playing, Sean, you all right? Hey, go 51 special. 51 special. Will hit Eddie. Bone here. Come back here, dribble hand off. P, Justin, now watch. Hey, if you go off this way, P go off this way. If you come here, P go play up opposite, okay? We got both sides. Hey, listen. We're black on ball screens now. Over. We're blacking ball screens now. You understand? Black ball screens. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, it's all about the fans, and the Limoges fans in a very positive mood tonight, singing from start to finish. There's the bump and the foul before the shot. Edigan. He does some good work out there. That foul on Wojciechowski. You could see why Wojciechowski was a little bit surprised. But Edigan gets to the line, makes the first. It's such a thumping, though, 71-45. You just wonder what a result like this will do for the confidence of MHP Riesen before these two teams meet again. You know, is it just one game, or is it going to do some lasting damage? Here is the foul. Yeah, the foul called on Jones for kind of hooking Prentice Hub. 4 fouls. Good defense, getting the swat right at the end. Here's Hub. You can count it. Well, one thing that Prentice Hub has done tonight, he's made some 3-pointers. So he is now 4 of 10 from 3-point range. Timeout Limoges.
So we said, hey, we don't switch early. Why you want to switch the first one? Yes.
Oh, because he was
yeah. You get a recover. You want to switch. Like that is not the first one. Press break. Next offense. Zipper fist. For West, yes. West Dynamo or Harvard. Okay? And then we play defense. Full court. Staying there. Andiamo via.
Let's go. Go.
Hey, no play. Nobody. Okay? No play. Let's go.
Cancellieri took Hawkins to task, saying he had switched, and Hawkins said, I didn't switch. So I guess they'll have to look at the video and determine who was right. Well, there's just not going to be enough time for MHP to come back. Coming up with 5-minute mark here, halfway through the quarter. Limoges do turn it over. I mean, it would take a collapse of epic proportions by Limoges for MHP just to make this a game going to the final minute. You just can't see it happening. Cherry drives in. Good defense from Schilling, but there for the follow, Edigan. 71-50, 12-4 run for the visitors. There's Hawkins in the paint. This time scoring with his left hand. High arcing shot from Dunn. Just really not able to get anything going tonight, but a foul called, so to stay at this end. Well, Dunn could look on the bright side. Maybe maybe he's saving his big shots again for next week when they play Game 3. You would never know that Cancellieri's team is up 23 points, so he's coaching away almost as if his team's trailing by 23 points. Edigan missing the first. Makes the second. Yegete back in the game. He's got 6 points and 10 rebounds. 4:21 remaining. Hawkins, Wojciechowski, little shovel pass. Nicola Long, who There's another three-pointer. Having the game of his life tonight in the Basketball Champions League. Look at that, 27 points, 4-5 from deep. Justin Johnson has just not been a factor at all. Johnson just 2 points on 1 of 12 shooting from the floor. He does have 8 rebounds. Yegite misses, and Johnson rebounds it. So with 3:20 remaining, these two teams putting, playing out the remainder of the game. From Limoges' standpoint, they don't want to be sloppy at the end. They want to finish in a good way. And the same for MHP as Cherry hits a three-pointer. Wojciechowski took a little bit of punishment going up for the rebound here against Edigan. And I have to say, that's what I like about Edigan. I mean, he throws his weight around. He's just a big, strong, physical player. Cancellieri shows a smile along with Wojciechowski as he goes out. Maybe he got that where it hurts, and that's why he was down on the court for so long. Dumped down low, shooting 78 points. Good play by Luca Ugalon. Now Cherry, sweet drive, finishing with the left hand. The ball turned over, done, up to Johnson. MHP Johnson with the foul in the backcourt. Well, you know, will it damage the psyche of this MHP team, MHP Riesen? I would say no. I mean, you know what? It's another game. These guys play a lot of games. It's been a bad performance for them. It's been a great performance for Limoges. Next week, they'll be back at home, and they will have a chance to put things right. And I guess really, you know, somebody's got to step up. I mean, tonight, Nicola Long really stood up for Limoges. You carried them early. He's going on to have a huge game tonight. And MHP Riesen, well, they had that huge game from Dunn last week. And they're going to need somebody to step up next week and really, you feel like, carry the team from an offensive standpoint more than anything. Good job, Edigan. Gets it back, puts it up and in. This time Gavin Schilling goes down. So Edigan is going to help up his fellow German. Nope, he's going to stay down. Not what you want to see here late in the game. And maybe he also got hit where it hurts. Look. Oh, no, he just had a nasty fall. Yeah, that's just a nasty fall. Landed on his hip. Schilling gets up and he's going to leave the game. No need to be out there. Meanwhile, Edigan has been MHP Riesen's best player tonight and also showing that sportsmanship. He's got 16 points. He's perfect from the floor, 5 of 5. He's 6 of 7 at the line. He has 7 rebounds. I guess the blight for him is the 4 turnovers, but overall solid effort from Eddie Edigan. Santana comes in for mop-up duty at the end for MHP. Graves gets in, misses. Edigan, another rebound. 8 boards for Edigan. So Edigan fouled by Kislink. This is his first. I guess if you're Joshua King, you're looking for some, any positives at all from a performance like this, and they're going to be hard to find, but Edigan, I think, probably counts for one of them. He's given him 16 points in 15 minutes and 26 seconds. Now 17 points and the 8 rebounds. Kislink. Wojciechowski. Graves going up for a putback dunk, but can't get a good handle on that one. It goes out of bounds. Hugo Designette. Probably going for the steal there. So Johannes Patrick goes to the free throw line. Johannes Patrick makes the second, so 80-62. Actually makes the scoreline look a little bit better than probably it should. And from Designated to Schilling. Coming off the bench, it's Lob City. From number 17, go up and get a big fella. So this will probably be the final shot of the game. Designated comes up with a steal. No, they're going to push it. And I think he got the shot off too late. It's not going to count. Kislake, doesn't matter. Limoges roll to victory at home. After trailing by 10 points in the first quarter, they absolutely laid the wood to MHP Riesen. Final score, Limoges CSP 82, MHP Riesen Lewisburg 62. There's the hero of the game, Nicola Long, coming out and having himself quite a night. 27 points, 4 of 5 from three-point range. Principal Cancellieri has been around long enough to know that this is just one win. The hard part comes when they have to go to Germany next week for the decider. But crucially for Limoges, they have lived to fight another day. They get the big win. And really, if they come out and play with as much focus and determination as they did tonight, I really think it's going to be hard for them to be beat. But we know that MHP Riesen can play much better. Well, the Ultras, part of the armpit section, cheering away. And the Limoges players give a big thanks to their fans. Not sure everybody's in sync, but it looks good. Look at Desert Rodriguez. He's got this sprained ankle, but it doesn't prevent him from participating. Mali international Sidibe didn't get in the game. So we're going to carry forward with this and eventually get you some stats. Well, you ever come to Limoges, you got to come to the basketball game. Come see this team play. Great atmosphere, and you can see the connection that the players have with the fans. It's something special, and that bond will grow even stronger, you would think, if Limoges can get to the round of 16, which they will do if they win next week's deciding third game at MHP Riesen, Lewisburg. So look at that, 50% shooting from deep for Limoges, 11 of 13 from the line. They just dominated inside as well. Dominated the boards, 41 to 35, although MHP did have 16 offensive boards. Long with the game high 27 points. Hawkins was terrific with 18. Ugalon was crucial in the early going with a couple of threes. He had 10 points. Now the celebratory walk around the stands, around the gym to say thanks for coming out tonight. Yegate also seeing his wife and kid. There you go. There's nothing better. Ugalon also coming out and raising the baby to the heavens. You see Papa tonight. Yeah. Back-to-back threes. Then he makes the important handoff to Mom and heads to the changing room. Well, here's a look back at the second half highlights, and it's just all Limoges. I mean, they were just in maybe the best form of the season tonight. Coach King will be hoping that Limoges doesn't play quite so well next week in Germany. So it's really going to be on him and the veterans and that MHP Riesen team to be ready and to be ready to punch back, because tonight they definitely got punched in the face and just didn't have the answers. Eddie Edigan coming out and having a decent game, 17 points, 8 rebounds. But it was all about Hawkins, all about Long, all about Graves, Schilling, Wojciechowski. It was all about Limoges tonight, playing with a lot of pride, playing with the sense of urgency they had to have tonight. Wojciechowski playing well. So really just a completely different game compared to what transpired last week in Lewisburg. It was all Limoges tonight. After taking the lead at the end of the first quarter, they just rolled to victory. And that was the icing on the cake there. Designate getting the ball up to Schilling. Lob City. So the series is tied at 1 apiece after Limoges win 82-62. Of course, this is Group K. Ike already sweeping Tofaş Bursa in a couple of close games to punch their ticket to the round of 16. And one of these two teams is going to join them. MHP Riesen traveled to France tonight hoping to finish the job to get the sweep, and it just wasn't even close. Limoges, they weren't going to be pushed around at all. They were the team that did the pushing, and they have knotted the game. They have knotted the series, rather, at 1-1, Game 3 in the play-in for the round of 16 next week in Lewisburg. Thanks for watching, everybody.